Interfleet Broadcasting. Welcome back to our coverage of AwesomeCon 2023. Again, thank you for hosting us and giving us the booth, AwesomeCon. Really appreciate it. This is New York Pete, and we are bringing you now some of the filmmakers that we told you we'd get. So let me first introduce the fact that we have our very own Diana Durango, co-star of The Stranded Warrior. Diana.
Hello, everybody. So I am here on the third day. I found my ears. I am wearing them, and I will not take them off. And I am really excited about this. It just gives you a different feel and flair. And he likes my ears. Don't you like my ears?
I love them.
And what's your name?
My name is John Cappello.
John, welcome to our show. We are interested in those that are making, right? The fans that get involved and get out there, put themselves in the spotlight, and you were selected. Your film was selected. It's a short. And tell us about the film, the process, what it's like. You're a fan. You've been coming into conventions. So tell us, what's it like?
Oh, okay. My film, Floppies, got screened yesterday at the AwesomeCon Short Film Festival, and they have blocks that are playing like every single day, to even today, the last day. Mine was part of the comedy and drama category or block, and mine's a drama. So, but it is related to comic books and the creation of comic books. And the story is about it's a personal story. I'll start with that. It's about an artist's son who makes comics, and he goes to visit his father who has dementia on a weekend at the assisted living home his father lives in.
Okay.
And then on a whim, he proposes that they sit down and they take turns creating this one-page comic book together.
Wow.
And so the whole movie, they're going back and forth, like drawing panel by panel, crafting the story. And not only that, but they're also creating the story in reverse. It's like a bit of an exercise.
Yeah,
So
that's really cool.
they start at the ending of it, and then it goes to the beginning. But as they're doing that, it's telling a personal story between them, related around like grieving and the whole process of having to handle dementia. But through that, they are pushing through their apathy around their father's illness, and they're just trying to create this very memorable evening, this memorable piece of art that they create together. So it's also about like how art brings people together, and it's a tool for communication.
All the time. Absolutely.
Yeah.
This is definitely not your run-of-the-mill story, and it speaks just in its description. Diana, what do you think? What's your take on that? Because I know you have some insights on that.
My first question, I know I asked you this before.
Sure.
As a filmmakers, we say that life, movies imitate life, right? They come from us. And we were talking about this. And he's very passionate, and I'm going to let you explain that. Did this come from a personal experience for you?
Yes,
because that's
absolutely.
something seems very, very personal. And dementia is like so huge for us in this world that people kind of just don't talk about it a lot and don't want to like say like, look, we're in it together. So is that something personal for you?
It very much is. Dementia is also a lot of people, like you said, they don't talk about it, but it is it's very common. Millions of people are afflicted by it, and there's different kinds. Everyone knows about Alzheimer's, but it comes in many forms, and it can affect young people too, at a young age. And it's based on my experiences, my own father, and he was diagnosed just when he was like 55 years old. I was like 22 at the time when he got diagnosed, and he passed away in 2017, and I was only 27 at the time. So, surprisingly, it can affect people in many different ways. A lot of people think it's just something that affects very old people.
Right.
And it can be caused by a number of ways too. It's like people can get in accidents, and it can happen. People can get sick from something else that can eventually trigger like dementia down the line.
Some neurological disorders. Now,
they're finding links to that through that too. Sorry.
In the movie itself, you connected through comic book drawing.
Yeah.
Is that how you connected with your dad in real life? Did you guys actually have that moment and that's what inspired you? Or
We did. Back in 2016, I mean, I was a young 26-year-old. I was still trying to make it into comic books, and now I've found a way to make it through film and TV professionally. But I've been passionate about making comic books since I was a kid, like 10 years old.
And you had a table over here at AwesomeCon, right?
Yeah, I actually used a table at AwesomeCon years ago. I did the first 3 years, actually.
That's cool.
2013, 14, and 15, I think. And I was in Artist Alley trying to, selling artwork, selling comics and all that, doing commissions.
And it's his 10th anniversary making this movie. It's his 10th anniversary here, and he has this movie coming out. Celebrating your dad. Like, that's like a
incredible.
testament.
That's special. That's
it's
really
just
cool.
exciting to come back to AwesomeCon in a different context, to be able to present a different kind of art too than what I was doing before.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was a personal story with my father. We actually did this, and we sat down, and it was like, because usually at the time my father was pretty far along, and the only things we could really do together most of the time was just sit and watch TV and movies. And everyone does that. I do that, but something I guess dawned on me on the fly where I was like, I want to create something like a piece of art with my dad, because I'm an artist. I've always made art by myself. My dad was not an artist, but it was something just clicked with me where something deep inside was telling me that evening, like, make something with your dad so you can have, that's another way of, I say, there's kind of a line in the movie that says it's like collecting our memories. And I think that's also how I kind of see art. Like, all my art, I have a lot of memories tied to the making of it. And, that's just another way, people taking photos or journaling or whatever, but that's just another way I think humans will try and create a permanence to these fleeting moments in our lives.
And you captured a moment, that's his legacy, and do you still have that? You still have that piece, obviously.
I still have the original. It's in my office, and at the time, this is also something I said at the Q&As I've been giving. At the time I made the movie, I had been doing so much what I call corporate art, and it was a lot of professional stuff, but I hadn't done personal art in a long time, so I was having this deep desire to go back to it. And I was feeling burnt out just as an artist in general, because we all have to sometimes do art that we don't necessarily believe in, but
because we are starving artists.
Yes,
right?
we all have to pay the bills. That's a reality. But I'm trying to also look at the camera more. I'm remembering.
Hi, guys.
But I wanted to come back, and I felt like I needed to make something of my own, or else I was coming to the make it or break it point just internally. Whether I was like, what do I really want to be? What legacy do I want as an artist? Because at the time I had been mostly doing a lot of cooking videos and editing those,
I love those.
She loves them. I used to edit a lot. Do you watch Bon Appetit and Epicurious ones?
Yeah, I do.
I was an editor for those, a little bit before I made this. So I have some stories for that if you ever want to know.
There's still so much more I don't know about this person. That's awesome.
Of course, John. So this idea that you put together, I definitely can relate. I did that in my student film. I actually recruited my dad to be in it.
Wonderful.
Because I had this notion of putting him in something simple, something that he felt comfortable in. So it was a real short, like a 3-minute short, and I had him do it. And I knew, it was a way to connect with him, and then be able to look back and say, "Hey, look, I got my dad in it, and he was,
Exactly.
yeah." So I get it, and now I understand even more, with that in mind, on the impact that this is going to have when I get to see it. Where are you going to be screening this besides the fact that it was here at AwesomeCon?
Yeah.
Where else is it going to be?
As far as another film festival, there is one more film festival that I know it's playing up at soon, but that's in New York. It's going to be in Queens, New York.
Okay.
It's called Festival Cinemas. I know I'm a this is like the furthest I've gone for a film festival, so maybe a lot of locals here won't be able to
That's
make it.
awesome. That's
But
really
that's
cool.
happening in like the second week of August, I think.
Okay.
Is when that festival occurs. And I'm still waiting back to hear about, a few more.
Okay.
But as far as it's not online anywhere yet because there's that's part of the market economy you have to kind of deal with.
Right, of course. We want to get it into the festivals,
circuit,
do
yeah.
that circuit, and then once it's done, hopefully you'll be able to put it out and share it with the rest.
Yeah.
Is there a trailer for it?
There is, and I can even direct people to the Instagram and the website.
Oh, by
Okay,
all
yeah,
means,
please
tell
do.
us. Where can they see it?
So the website and the Instagram are both Floppies Film, and floppiesfilm.com is where that is. So you can find information about it there. Trailer is on that site. It's on my YouTube. It's on my Vimeo as well.
Excellent.
But if you want to, you can look at the Chiron. Maybe they can put all those handles and stuff. My personal Instagram is John Cappello Art. So it's just my name with art on it.
Okay.
I don't know how that would help. I can give you a card and stuff afterwards.
Yes, absolutely. So we're at the convention, guys, and announcements are a part of the reality of being here and doing this.
But
so
they still don't announce my $1 million check. I
no,
don't
that's
understand why.
that's going to
what's
be
up
one
with
of the
that?
later announcements.
Man,
So
why?
with that said,
What about my
guys, see
check?
that we are we're at AwesomeCon 2023 and we're shooting live. John, thank you very much for sharing. We appreciate you coming down. I hope that there's many, many more films in the future.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
And that, this is an inspiration to just keep bringing some of that goodness that you're putting together and the ideas that you're capturing. I look forward to seeing it. And
Thank you.
Diana?
Before we end, may I ask, if you don't have to share if you don't want to, what was your dad's name?
His name is Paul.
Paul?
Paul Nicholas Cappello.
So, Paul Nicholas, this is for you, Paul Nicholas Cappello. Your son is an amazing man wherever you are. This is your legacy. Through your story, you were able to go over and have your son make something beautiful and to have all of us figure out and know more about dementia and know what it's like to live through it and survive it and leave a great legacy. So I just want to thank you so much
Thank
for
you
this.
for those kind words.
Thank you.
Thanks,
So-
John. Appreciate it.
Paul.
So, Fans Fuel the Fleet, guys. Look, another fan that's gone out there and made something.
Yeah.
It's meant to be an inspiration. So, John, hopefully this will, initiate some others and get them out there and move them to do likewise. Thanks for tuning in, IFB.
Thank you.
Fans
Thank
Fuel the
you.
Fleet.
Thank you.
Keep the faith, and we'll see you again real soon. All right, guys? Thanks for tuning in.
And have an awesome day, you guys. See ya.
Have an awesome day.
Yeah.